Hey, you guys, Scoop Malaire here. Now, today I wanted to come and tell you guys about something that happened at school that I thought was pretty cool. I mean, it was a little goofy, but I have a lot of really cool students this year. And we have this thing called Flex Time where they're able to sign up for where they want to go get help with different things in different classes. It's almost like a homeroom period, except 3 or 4 times a week they come into different classes and get help with different things they need. And a couple times a month, we're able to actually do some above and beyond type of things. And some of these are some of my favorite days. So today for my flex time, I called it creative analysis. And when we've had flex times like these before, we've taken some of the coolest songs or poems and broken them down and really looked at them. Things like Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan, or one of the really cool things we did was We Didn't Start the Fire, which we not only broke down, but we almost kind of started putting it together a more modern version of that. But we do different things with different songs, and the main point I'm always trying to make to them is that, in my opinion, some of the best writing that's happening in our time is happening in the form of songs, and song lyrics particularly. There have been so many amazing lyrics and lines and different things that have been written within this last generation that if somebody could find a way to bridge some of those lyrics and some of those songs into today's more modern style, the people today would really appreciate those lyrics. But the people that grew up hearing these songs from me would see that there was someone new and fresh that had a different take on it. And I think it would be something that would actually be almost like a cross-generational type of an entertainment that you really don't see in other places. And that's why I think that this would be really cool if the right student heard me say this. And it also gives me an opportunity to brag a little bit about some of the bands that I'm really into and really expose the kids to some of the stuff that we grew up hearing that they don't necessarily get to hear on the radio all the time anymore. So today, when I had my flex time come in, one of the really cool things about this is that the kids that sign up for this are the creative type of kids. They know that that's what they're signing up for. So today, what I told them was, if somebody were to take some of these lyrics, particularly some of the ones by Chuck Berry, and I brought up Promised Land, and I decided I was going to share these lyrics with them. And a couple of the kids have signed up for these classes several times, and they're like, yeah, Mr. Miller, you keep telling us this, and you keep giving us these lyrics, but who could do it? Go ahead and rap this for us. And honest, some of my favorite kids are in this flex time. And a couple of these kids are really good at making a beat or finding a beat. And they egged me on, and the guy spent about 5 minutes trying to find a beat online for me that matched up with the lyrics to Chuck Berry's Promised Land. And he couldn't find just the right ones. And finally, I kept telling the kids, I'm not going to do this and do it wrong. So they're like, okay, do it without the beat. Do it without the beat. And I did. And this is kind of a tricky song to try and do, but I want to show you guys something of what it sounds like. I have to say this. Going into this, I know there's no turning back. Once I try to do this and record this and put this on the internet, there is no turning back. But it was so cool in my class today to see the kids' reactions and to see that they really got it, what I was trying to tell them. So here is my version of Chuck Berry's Promised Land. I left my home in Norfolk, Virginia. California was on my mind. I straddled that Greyhound and rode it past Raleigh on across Caroline. We had some motor trouble. It turned into a struggle halfway across Alabama, 'cause that hound broke down and left us all stranded in downtown Birmingham. Right away, I bought me a through train ticket right across Mississippi clean. And I was on that midnight flyer out of Birmingham, bopping into New Orleans. Somebody help me get out of Louisiana, just help me get to Houston town. There's people there who care a thing about me, and they won't let this poor boy down. Sure as you're born, they bought me a silk suit and put luggage in my hands. And I woke up chilling over Albuquerque on a jet to the Promised Land. Working on a T-bone steak a la carte, flying over to that golden state. But when the pilot told us in 13 minutes we'd be headed to the terminal gate. Swing low, sweet chariot, come down easy. Taxi to that terminal zone. Cut your engines, cool your wings, let me make it to the telephone. Los Angeles, give me Norfolk, Virginia, Child Waterford 1009. Tell the folks back home this is the Promised Land calling, and the poor boy is on the line. Now, I can't believe I just did that. Just like I can't believe I did that in class today, but it wasn't class. It was a flex time where kids were coming in where we work on different creative writing, but not just writing, but creating in general, because this is a different world. And one of the neatest things that you can get as a teacher when you get one of those aha type of moments. But there were 3 or 4 different kids in class today that really understood what I meant when I said, any one of you guys could be the next person that goes out and writes the next lyrics that captures the people all around you today. You don't have to write a movie or a book or different things. It's just, but when you have an idea, you can take it and run with it so easily with today's technology. And that's kind of what it's all about. But to see that moment and that time, to let it sink in with them and to entertain them. And we laughed a little bit. And I think that sometimes eases things up once we're in our regular classes too. But it was just too cool of a moment that happened at school today to not share it with you guys. And even though this isn't a huge number of subscribers that I have, it means so much to me that there are people like you guys that are out there that I get to share this stuff with. All I'm going to ask from you guys is to continue to subscribe, like, and share for more Scoop Malaire.